Hi, it's the tiny one slash Bishie, and I thought that I should probably do I guess a little part 2 to my talk about myself and Admin Grell being disabled cosplayers. This one is going to be mainly about us being at a con and some of the things that we have to deal with while out in public at a convention or a gathering, whatever. Now, my major thing is, well, both myself and Admin Grell, I almost said Agent Grell, we have to deal with fatigue, and we can get fatigued real easily. The problem is, with Admin Grell being younger than I am, there's that energy going on, there's excitement of the people, the event itself, and Admin Grell gets really tired out really easily, and is pretty much wrecked by the next day, and just kind of forces to keep going, just to keep having fun, if that makes any sense. And then Admin Grell is pretty much dead. That's it for maybe about like 2, 3, sometimes more days. And that's if Admin Grell doesn't get con plague. That's another thing. Then the recovery process is a lot longer. I've been lucky that I have not gotten con plague for the past two cons, I think it was. The last 2 SAC animes I've been to, I have not gotten sick. I did get sick, I believe it was for 2015's WinterCon, and oh my god, I was so sick. Ugh. Please, never again. Ooh, excuse me. This video is going swimmingly, me burping and all sorts of fun stuff. Anyways, now for me, along with the fatigue, goes, and it goes with Admin Grell too. We get caught up in the excitement of the con, and we forget to eat. And I'm sure that's a problem with a lot of people, but of course it causes a lot of havoc with our own personal bodies. And we're both allergic to chocolate. I don't know much about Admin Grell and his gluten problems, but I know that there are certain gluten items I can't eat, like pizza, like sandwiches, because of the bread portion. Pretty much, if you get me like a chicken sandwich or something like that, you'll see me pull the bread apart, or even a hamburger, and I'll just eat the meat and the cheese inside, because that's all I can safely eat. Otherwise, it wreaks havoc in my guts. Another thing is when it's cold. Well, this happens mainly when it's cold, but it can happen when it's hot as well. But my knees have the tendency to lock up, and that's very difficult, especially when I'm walking in a costume that needs heels. And I'm already not stable on heels as it is, because I have stuff wrong with my brain, and so it affects my balance. I have been known to be just completely standing still, just talking to someone, and then I start to fall over, and sometimes I have actually fallen, not caught myself. It just happens. So yeah, my knees will lock up, and I can fall, I can trip. It gets to be really bad, and it's really painful when it locks up, because it'll unlock when it wants to. That's the other thing. There's the sloppy joints that they dislocate when they want to, which, I mean, I can open the fridge, and I've dislocated this before. And it's not a full dislocation. Like, see, you can see how one is kind of messed up than the other. But it slips in and out of socket, and it can be extremely painful. There are some joints that slip in and out of socket more than others, so I've kind of gotten used to the pain, and yeah, there is pain, but I've just had to be just like, brace it and wait for it to go away, because it does go away. I just need to wait it out. And especially with the pinky, I mean, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna, you gotta splint it, but then by the time it takes to splint it, it's more than likely to be fine. I used to bruise real easily when I do the dislocations, but not anymore. They just feel a little swollen and painful. I do bruise easily, though. That's the weird thing. Just not from dislocations. I often end up with weird bruises that I don't know where I got them from. And it just happens. Sometimes it's good because some of my costumes are like killers. Yonder it is. I hope I said that right. Like, I cosplay, I cosplay Eloise, I cosplay Hidan, and if they have bruises on themselves, then it's perfectly fine. But yeah, so the random bruising, you should not be able to do this. I have had times where I need to watch myself when I'm posing, because sometimes I'm supposed to pose with my arm out like this, and I pose with my arm out like this. And it scares people. You shouldn't be able to do this. But that's part of my joint issues. I know some people that can grab their pinky. I won't do it, promise. They'll grab their pinky and they'll yank on it and they'll dislocate it on their own. And then they can just wiggle their pinky around and use it as a weapon. But yeah, that's some of the little oddities of me. What's another thing? My bones in my feet have been known to, I can just be walking. Okay, just walking, minding my own business. And the bones in I will step, and the bones of my feet will move, and then move back into place. That is not comfortable either. I have, I think I mentioned this, where I jumped off a bridge. And it wasn't even that high, but it was high enough for little tiny me. And, because I'm only 4'8", or no, I'm sorry, I'm 4'7". I'm trying to make myself taller. Anyways, yeah. 4'7", jumped off this little tiny bridge, and my ankle went out and in. And I just had to keep going and walk it off. Because it wasn't like I can wrap it up or anything like that. I took a pain pill, I think, and that's all. That's all I could really do. What's another little oddities I have? Of course I can't remember the ones right now. Oh, with my heart conditions, that's another thing. I have to be really careful what my energy level is. And I have to know when to stop and know when to sit down and stop taking pictures and stop posing for pictures and just relax, get something to drink, that sort of thing. Because with the way my heart condition is, it can get really bad because it will speed up, it will slow down, it will flutter, which is really freaky if you ever listen to it. Or if there are times that I can put my fingers on my throat to feel my pulse, and I can feel it. And my heart has also been known to stop for a second or two. Yes, my heart will stop for a second or two. And I've had doctors that have known me. They know what my condition is. They'll listen to my heart and they go, "Yep, that's a murmur." And they got the big eyes, the shock, I have a lot of doctors that are surprised that I've lived as long as I have with all my health conditions. And then, on top of that, there's the fact that I exercise. It's not much, but I do walk. If I walk to the store, either to my closest Walmart or to my closest Bel Air, it's about a little over a mile to and from. So, or to one way, I should say. So it's about over 2 miles to the Bel Air and about maybe 2.5 from the Walmart. So even if I walk only once a week, that's over 2 miles. That's pretty good considering someone has a heart condition. And I put my music on, I take my time, and I just go. You know, don't need to be in a hurry, nothing like that. I go on a day that I know I can just go, and I can come back, and then I can rest. I don't have anything pressing, nothing like that. So yeah, the other thing is, oh, I forgot to mention this. My skin, okay, is somewhat stretchy. I know, now if I do have this Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which I know Admin Grell has, that's, see, some parts are a bit stretchier than others, but, I know I just did a loofy thing, but yeah, if I do have this condition, that I suspect it's part of it is stretchy skin. Some people can actually stretch their skin more than others. The other condition, or the other, condition for having Ehlers-Danlos, which I do have, is called velvet skin. Velvet skin is skin that is extremely delicate and can tear very easily. What do I mean by that? Okay. Look at my fingers. This is already open. And you see how this has ridges and stuff right here? I can open this, no problem. If I was if this was an unopened bottle, I would not be able to open it with my hands. Especially like if it's a soda bottle, you know, like the 2-liter sodas, or even the 1-liter sodas, I just can't do it. Because I have to use like a towel or one of those little gripping devices to help me open it. Because if I try and do that, the little ridges right here will rip my skin open. And I've also known to, I've had instances where I've yawned too much, and I will rip the skin here and here. It is very painful, and it lasts for several days. And every time I open my mouth, I feel the skin that tries to scab over opens back up again. And so I have to limit my talking, I have to limit opening my mouth until that area heals. And yeah, like I said, it's a condition I've had to deal with. It's another reason why, like, I can't do tape or anything like that on my chest, or certain tape on certain parts of my skin, because it will rip that skin off. I'm not allergic to certain glues so far, but I know certain dyes Admin Grell is allergic to. Like, Admin Grell can't have the red, you know, and Admin Grell does Jeff the Killer. But with the red that goes around the mouth, Admin Grell gets burn marks around his mouth where the red is. Thankfully, that doesn't happen to me, but then I have some of the more serious conditions like the heart condition and the velvet skin and that sort of fun stuff, so. But yeah, well, not fun, but you know what I mean. But yes. So, 2 people that you guys have come to know and are starting to get to know better through these videos I've been doing. So yeah, 2 disabled cosplayers who have multiple invisible illnesses or invisible disabilities, and we're around, we're here, we're still doing what we're doing so we can have fun. Anyways, that's it. Thumbs up this video if you like it, and please subscribe